The fake overpriced nurse. What happens when a carefully constructed lie crumbles under the weight of reality? Jack was a chameleon, blending seamlessly into the lives of older women. He offered companionship, a listening ear, and a convincing facade of heterosexual charm, all in exchange for a comfortable life. Rent-free living, gourmet meals, and a steady stream of affection. It was a sweet deal, or so he thought. He found his ultimate mark in Leslie, a wealthy woman with a generous heart and a sharp mind. Until dementia began its cruel descent, Leslie, in her early 40s, was losing herself, piece by piece. Leslie, desperate for connection, showered Jack with gifts and attention. She convinced her sister, Meg, to pay him an exorbitant $12,000 a month to be her companion, her driver, her everything. He fed her yogurt, drove her around in a brand new Mercedes she bought for him, and basked in the illusion of a life he hadn't earned. The Mercedes became his personal chariot, a symbol of his successful con. He reveled in the envy of others, the unspoken admiration for his good fortune. But the foundation of his lavish lifestyle was built on sand, on the eroding mind of a woman he was exploiting. As Leslie's dementia worsened, she became a ghost of her former self. She no longer recognized Jack, the man who had become so integral to her life. The constant phone calls to Meg demanding money became less frequent, then stopped altogether. Jack, however, clung to the charade, desperately trying to maintain his grip on the dwindling fortune. He was essentially performing the duties of an 18-an-hour CNA, yet pocketing a king's ransom. The guilt, if he ever possessed any, was buried deep beneath layers of self-preservation. Meg, watching her sister fade away, finally reached her breaking point. She saw Jack for what he was, a parasite feeding off Leslie's vulnerability. The $12,000 monthly payments were an insult, a blatant theft from a woman who no longer understood what was happening. Meg arrived at the hospice, her face a mask of cold fury. "You're done, Jack," she declared, her voice sharp and unforgiving. "Leslie doesn't know you. I know what you are." Jack, caught off guard, sputtered and protested, demanding his final $6,000 payment. Meg simply laughed, a hollow, bitter sound. "You'll get nothing," she said, snatching the keys to the Mercedes. "Get out." The car, his symbol of success, was gone. The free ride was over. Jack, stripped of his ill-gotten gains, was left with nothing but the bitter taste of his own deceit. He was exposed, a fraud revealed. What would you do in Meg's position? How far would you go to protect someone you love from exploitation, even when they can no longer understand the danger? Consider the ethical implications of Jack's actions. Discuss the complexities of consent and exploitation with your friends and family. Share this video to spark a conversation about the importance of empathy and the consequences of deception. Subscribe for more thought-provoking stories that challenge your perceptions and explore the darker corners of human nature.